Good evening, good evening, good evening. My name is Sean Dexter and I welcome you back to the Mango Grove for your daily analysis video on this beautiful Sunday evening. I wasn't actually planning on doing a video today, but hey, more than a few people were asking me if I was going to do one today, and I just couldn't say no after that because hey, it is a pretty important weekly close. So we'll go ahead and do a video today. And Bitcoin kind of ruined my moment of glory because I did predict this move right over here. I was going to come onto the video today and say, hey guys, don't get too excited just yet. And hey, Bitcoin actually pulling off that move already, so I don't get bragging rights. So we'll be talking about that, and we'll also be talking about how you can stay away from getting into situations like this, right? If you did go long over here, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people did go long, and I don't blame them, right? Because hey, we did have a nice 4-hour candle close above the zone over here. But if you were doing it the mango way, the stress-free way, you could have avoided this. So we'll be talking about this. We'll also be talking about XTZ, right? XTZ has been really strong as indicated on the Mango Research dashboard over here. 64% up since it gave us the call over here 23 days ago. If we were patient and we took the call and just waited, 64%. Did I take the call? No, I did not. Do I regret it? Yes, I do. I actually do regret this one. All I had to do was look at the chart. All I had to do was look at the chart after looking at the call, and it would have been a really nice, easy, stress-free trade. That chart's trading so beautifully, and I think it was Tommy who said it today in Mango Seed. He's like, while BTC is doing nothing, there's so many altcoins that are giving very easy mango-like trades, right? And he's so right on that. And hey, this is what the dashboard helps us do, right? Filter out the great opportunities, and here it is. Oh, by the way, the dashboard is live. You guys have probably received the email. I know many of you are having trouble with the email, automated email that you're supposed to get. I guess the trouble's on our side if you're not getting the email, right? So I do apologize for any inconvenience caused, but I do think you guys should have received it by now at the very least. There's 2 emails you're supposed to get. One with a discount code that you should have got a couple of days ago, and another that said, hey, the dashboard is live and you can go access it here. Here's the free version link, and here's the premium version. Now, if you guys did not receive the discount code or the second email that has both the discount and the access, blah blah blah, just PM me, preferably PM Krisha. So that way I have less on my plate. But you guys can go to mangoresearch.co/get-dashboard, and the discount code is no longer available. So if you did not get your discount, if you really put down your email and you still did not receive your discount code, then again, PM me or PM Krisha and we'll get you sorted out. But if you guys do want access, it's available over here. Again, mangoresearch.co/get-dashboard. And yeah, again, these are the early bird prices. Automated email that you're supposed to get. I guess the trouble's on our side if you're not getting the email, right? So I do apologize for any inconvenience caused, but I do think you guys should have received it by now at the very least. There's 2 emails you're supposed to get. One with a discount code that you should have got a couple of days ago, and another that said, hey, the dashboard is live and you can go access it here. Here's the free version link, and here's the premium version. Now, if you guys did not receive the discount code or the second email that has both the discount and the access, blah blah blah, just PM me, preferably PM Krisha. So that way I have less on my plate. But you guys can go to mangoresearch.co/get-dashboard, and the discount code is no longer available. So if you did not get your discount, if you really put down your email and you still did not receive your discount code, then again, PM me or PM Krisha and we'll get you sorted out. But if you guys do want access, it's available over here. Again, mangoresearch.co/get-dashboard. And yeah, again, these are the early bird prices. It's a lot like how we did the seed, right? we started off with really low prices, and as we added more and more features, more and more modules into the mango seed, it became more expensive. But the people who did get the early bird prices with the seed got to keep that price forever, right? I mean, it's what it is. But yeah, I'm really tired, guys, so just forgive any stuttering today. So let's start with, should we start with BTC or should we start with XTZ? I do want to start with XTZ, but we should start with BTC since it is going to lead the market. Is there anything else I do need to talk about in regards to the dashboard? Krisha is gonna nag me if I forget, but yeah, it is what it is. Okay, if I forget, I forget. We'll talk about it tomorrow. We'll talk about it Monday morning. Okay, so let's talk about Bitcoin. This looks really choppy, right? Looks really choppy. You shoot on a O3 upside. We close a nice 4-hour candle inside the zone. You'd expect to move at least to around 7,800 and then continuation to like maybe 8,200. Everybody's talking about the big 8,200 number. And I'm not saying we're not going to get there. But we can make our lives easy by doing it the mango way, right? I've been talking about this for so freaking long, for more than a week now, right? Maybe 2 weeks. Let's do it again, okay? All we have to do, let's take our horizontal, mark out this line over here on the top of the cluster, take another horizontal, mark out this line over here, and then wait. Spend time with your family, spend time with the wife, spend time with the fiance, spend time with the kids that you're probably neglecting while staring at the charts, and just wait for the candle to close. Now, my plan was to come on this evening and say, hey guys, yes, Bitcoin is living up above this horizontal over here, but let's just be patient. We are likely going to close underneath, but there's a chance that we do close above. Either way, we're going to have a trade opportunity, right? More than a few trade opportunities, actually. You don't need to rush into position over here when things are going to get a lot clearer the next day. And things are becoming so much more clear because of the most recent price action. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about it. We have a range over here, top of the range, bottom of the range, and we can actually go ahead and mark out the middle of the range to let's use a proper horizontal. And where would the middle be? Well, somewhere around 7,200. Okay, does make sense. Okay, we can adjust it a little bit right over there. 7,220. That does look like it's the middle, right? I do hope. Okay, a trick is, by the way, to just use the measuring tool and go from bottom to the top. Oh, what do you know? I pretty much got it right. Okay, so right there in the center. Okay, so we mark the top of the range, the bottom of the range, and the middle of the range, right? Okay, cool. So now, how do we play this? Well, there's a trade opportunity if we close convincingly above this horizontal. If we come, let's say we close somewhere around here, okay? We come, retest this line over here at around 7,500 and then look towards the upside, right? Wherever your next target would be. Now, that we'll get to our next target in a bit, but let's say we close underneath. Okay, that was the situation if we close above. Okay, if we close above tomorrow morning, but if we close underneath, what's the next trade opportunity? Well, a move towards the downside, right? Because now we have confirmed that, hey, this is still resistance. 7,500-ish is still resistance. Remember, until we actually officially close above it, and we've not done that yet. Okay, yes, we've gone and wicked above, but look at all these candles here, guys. This candle, this candle, this candle, this one. Pretty much out of these 5 candles here, 3 of them had nice wicks above it. So all of these candles at one point looked like the strong bullish candle that we had up until like this happened, I think, an hour ago, right? So just try not to FOMO into these things, because all you have to do is look at all these candles over here and try and visualize what they look like when the wicks weren't wicks, okay, when they're full-bodied candles, because they turned into wicks later, right? So and then be like, what happened to the traders that bought there thinking that the candle was going to stay there? They were feeling pain, right? Because now you got to ask yourself, if I do buy, or if I give in to my emotions, my urge to buy here, and then we actually close here, okay, we close at around 7,500 underneath this horizontal over here, then you wake up in the morning. Okay, the same bad behavior that made you FOMO over here, guys, is going to likely keep you in the trade underneath over here at around 7,490-ish. Okay, it's going to keep you in the trade, because if you had the bad behavior to actually buy over here, you're going to have the bad behavior to stay in the trade. And then you're going to see the trade come down, likely, okay, the probability, okay, we're talking about the probability, that it comes down to the mid-range, because that's how probabilities work. If you're playing it based on support and resistance, of course. And now you're sitting at 7,200 and you bought at 7,400. Okay, no big deal. Okay, $200. I'm gonna sit in this trade. I'm gonna sit in this trade because I don't want to take the pain of taking the loss. And then it breaks this range too and comes down to the bottom of the range. So it's gone from the top of the range. Wait, essentially you bought at resistance, remember? At the top of the range resistance, went to the middle of the range, broke that too, and it's sitting at the bottom of the range. And now you're just feeling stupid, right? Because you're thinking, I didn't just buy at the top of the range. I bought at the wick above the range, and that just is painful, right? And we've all been there. When I started off, I was doing stupid shit like that. So that's what Mango Research exists for, right? So you guys can learn from my stupid mistakes. All right, so don't do stupid shit, guys. If you did do stupid shit, did something stupid, just cut your losses before it's too late. But hey, maybe you're playing a completely different strategy and you do what's good for you. This is not financial advice, okay? Okay, so oh, by the way, there's a big difference between trading and investing. Big difference, right? So I got a few questions on that today. So people are asking me, Sean, so for long-term investment, do you recommend buying BTC now? I can't answer that question for you. I really can't answer that question for you, because when it comes to long-term investment, you need to understand that each part of your portfolio in terms of investment needs to serve a purpose. Okay, it needs to serve a purpose, and I need to know your financial situation. I need to know the rest of your portfolio. It's too much. So anybody who answers that question for you, you should just probably stay away from that person, because nobody should be answering that question for me. The right answer is I don't know. Okay, if you can ask that question to people just as like a screen test. If they give you an answer, they don't know what they're talking about. Okay, so what were we talking about? Well, yeah, if you close underneath, talking about the ranges here, right? 7,500, top of the range, 7,200-ish, middle, and 6,900, bottom. If you close underneath, we can have a short opportunity going from 7,500 towards 7,200-ish, or we could just simply wait and try to get a long opportunity around 7,200. And I'm not sure which one I'm leaning towards, okay? The best trade over here would be for a long opportunity, in my opinion, at around 6,900, trying for something over there. But I'm really leaning towards a long at 7,220-ish. Okay, that level is what I'm leaning towards. So basically, trying to long the middle of the range and trying for a trade towards the top of the range again, where I'm likely going to de-risk again. Okay, so I'll be playing that as a range trade and not a trend trade. Okay, I'm not looking for a trend trade towards the upside just yet. If I were looking for a trend trade, actually, believe it or not, it would still be towards the downside. But there are a number of things that have kind of changed right now that's making me a little bit uncertain on that. And is that Krisha? No. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about everything, okay, today. And things are clear, but at the same time unclear. And the big reason for the lack of clarity is because of the halving coming in. Now, I know to a lot of other people, perhaps to even you, the halving is a reason to be even more bullish. Well, that's just not the situation for me, okay? How do I put this? I have rules for myself in terms of trading into big events, and I've been talking about this with a few people as well. Trying to dodge an event like the halving is really hard. The way I look at it is pretty much, it's like trying to say, it's like being in a swimming pool and saying I'm trying not to get wet. Okay, that's me saying I'm trying to not play into the halving. It's almost impossible, right? The halving has been such a huge event. People have been talking about it for 2 years. People have been prepping for it for 2 years. So how long ago has it been priced in already, right? You don't really know. It's just been it's such a huge thing. But at the same time, it's 2 weeks from now, and I can just wait a little bit longer and kind of just clear out some doubt, right? So all my trades from now onwards, if I do take any trades on BTC, at the very least, it's going to be half position size. Okay, half the position size that I usually trade. That's how I'm doing it, and I'm also not looking for any long-term trades, so any trend trades until the halving is done. That is the rule I'm placing on for myself. Now, you guys may have a different thesis, and by all means, that's your prerogative, but this is how I'm playing it. And am I long-term bullish on Bitcoin because of the halving? Yes, but you guys need to fully understand what the halving really means. Very few of you who think you get, how my English is getting thrown out the window right now, but very few of you who think that you understand the halving don't really understand the implications of it. Okay, what are the minor implications? What are the economic implications in the long run? Blah 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 blah. But we're not going to get into it right now. Okay, so let's talk about now what we are looking for Bitcoin to do, and what I'm looking for Bitcoin to do rather, because of these ranges over here, and why I'm looking towards 7,200 as a range out on long. So let's start with looking at essentially one of the major levels I've been looking at for a while, right? And that is essentially the 4-day 200 moving average. And we've taken some really good trades there, right there. And I didn't even have to. Actually didn't even check today, because I've looked at the chart so much that it's like glued in my head. So right there, 7,200. 4-day 200 moving average, as well as the 4-day Tenkin, but we do have the Kijun right over here at 7,408. So the right play would be, or not the right play, but a good play would be for us to come wick onto the 4-day 200 moving average, the 4-day Tenkin. I should hide my horizontal so you guys can see everything over here. The blue line is the 4-day Tenkin, right? So wick into this region over here, 4-day 200, 4-day Tenkin, and then closing above the Kijun would be the bullish situation over there, okay? So you guys know we've taken some really good trades off this level, right? This was our initial first entry right over here. Again, it was the same scenario, right? I did not take my entire position over here, my full position. It was a partial position. Now, it wasn't half. It was more like 65 or 75% of the position that I usually take. But then over here, when we came on to the weekly 21 EMA right over here, right? That's when I took my full position, right? And again, it's like kind of like the same trade if you think about it, because if you go on to the weekly 21 EMA, so look at the situation over here. We have an opportunity to come and retest the 4-day 200 moving average, okay? And the weekly 21 EMA, right like we had, right like the situation over here was somewhere above us, okay? It was around 8,200, I believe, and for the 4-day 200 moving average was at 7,700. Well, what's the situation over here? 7,200 is where the 4-day 200 moving average is, and the weekly 21 EMA is at, let's go ahead and turn it on, right over here at around 7,700, right? So the 4-day 200 moving average is underneath, okay, and the weekly 21 EMA is above. So how did I play it over here, guys? Right, so again over here, the weekly 21 EMA is at 8,200, and the 4-day 200 moving average was all the way over here at 7,700. I took my first position when we tested the 4-day 200. Then after we broke the weekly 21 EMA, that's when I took my whole position, right? And it's so similar in so many different ways, because if you guys do remember, this wick over here, by the way, at 9,100-ish was when we went and tested the daily 200 moving average, right? So over here, guys, I'm going to draw it. Over here, right there, was the daily 200. That's where we de-risked our position, right? That's where we took profits after we kind of had that signal. Go ahead and watch those videos. You can pick the date, right, and see how we played it if you guys are really interested, okay? And now look at this. If you go on to the daily 200 moving average over here, guys, it's the same setup, okay? Almost. The daily 200 is above us, but the situation over here is a little bit different, because the daily 200 is underneath the week. Is it underneath actually? No, it's not. It's not. The weekly 21 EMA is underneath, so it's almost the same setup. Damn, almost the same setup. Anyways, we're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves. Let's go back on over to the 4-day 200 moving average, and as you guys can see, once again, the 4-day 200 moving average coming in at that key level 7,250. Well, let's go on over to the 3-day now. 3-day 200 moving average is around the same area, right? 7,100, and it's 7,100, but pretty close. When looking at the high time frame, it's pretty close. But the 3-day Kijun coming at 7,175, and the 3-day 21 EMA, which is where we got rejected from over here, coming in at 7,200. So a lot coming in over there. Let's see what the 2-day is saying. 2-day 21 EMA and Kijun, 7,200. That 7,200 is looking like a very key area, right? Okay, cool. Let's look at what the daily is saying. The daily is, I think, a bit lower. The top of the cloud, 7,200, and the 21 EMA is likely going to come up into that area as well. So now we can go back onto the weekly, okay, and just look at our the weekly Tenkin, by the way, is right over there too. So there we go. Okay, just look at this range now again. And we know, we've just seen that a lot of high level time frames are all coming in over there, right? So would that not be the easy stress-free trade? it to me it sounds like an easy stress-free trade. Why? Because I know very quickly if I'm wrong on the trade, if we lose that level, right, that's going to be a key level and we should see some defense over there. Now if you go on over to the 12-hour too, we should see a level right over there. Okay, top of the 12-hour cloud is over there too. We also have the 21 EMA, the 10K. There's too much over there. There's too much over there for me to not try trade. Now, do I need to be right on that? No. I could very, very well be wrong on that trade over here. And you know, I do want to address something. I got a message on a comment on YouTube from, I think, a guy named Alex. I'm not sure. But he said something like, "Hey man, I really enjoy watching your channel. I like your videos. I like you guys. But you guys have been bearish for this entire period, and Bitcoin has been bullish." And you're right, man. Like, clearly Bitcoin has been going up and we've been bearish. It's not been the right angle to be. We've not been in the right direction at the very least. And he's like, I missed out on some opportunities because of that. And I did too, man. I did too, because if you guys do remember, I was long from 3,800, right? If I just held that throughout this period at 7,000 up to 7,700, that would have been a 2x trade. Jesus Christ. Now that I think about it, it pains even more. But was it right for me to do that? Was it right for me to do that? And looking at my system, looking at my rules, looking at the way I trade, no, it was not the right thing to do. It would have panned out well, but it wouldn't have been the right thing to do. Remember, guys, you're not always going to be on the right side of the trade. Okay, that's not what trading is about. It's not about being right every single time. It's about being right and true to your system over a long period of time, which is why throughout this entire period that I was getting it right, I kept saying throughout I was like, because this trade went so well, I was like, these people are going to think that I'm going to get it right all the time, and it's not. I'm not going to get it right all the time. I kept telling you guys, I'm going to get it wrong. Be careful. At any moment, it's going to be the one trade where you guys decide to copy me on, and I'm going to end up, and it's going to be that trade that I get it wrong at, right? Because it's not about being right every single time. It's about following a system, true and true, over and over again. It's very boring, guys. It's really, really boring. But my trading, you could say, is really, really boring. But I enjoy it because it keeps me stress-free. It allows me to enjoy my life, okay? That's where the fun comes from, being able to enjoy my life. So I literally just keep doing the same thing, and I alter things very, very meticulously, very, very carefully, because I'm so scared of changing things, because if I do change things, it'll be too drastic to fully know if it's working in the long run, right? Because I've really, really, really back-tested my system, and even when it came to adding the Vine into my system, man, the guys in the seed program make so much fun of me, because everybody has made so much more money out of it than I have, because to fully embed it into my system took me a while. Okay, so enough of that rant. Now we know the key level that we're looking for at 7,200. Now, do we need to bounce off there? No, we don't, because honestly, guys, there is still a bearish case in over here to be had. And looking at this price action, it is a little bit concerning right over here. But Bitcoin is being Bitcoin, right? Again, I'm just following my system, and you guys know that I don't pay too much weight or emphasis on diagonal lines, basically these kind of wedges and patterns, but you guys know Krisha does, and there's something to be had over here. Because we've been struggling to draw this wedge on the daily, right? Everybody's been struggling to draw this wedge on the daily, and when you're struggling to draw something like that, maybe the pattern's not formed yet, right? Is this it? Because this does line up with a test of the weekly 21 EMA as well, right? These wicks over here are wicking into the weekly 21 EMA, which is a key level, and was also the key cluster area during this period over here. So we're literally just retesting. We consolidated, or this could be looked at it this way, right? We're consolidating into a key area, and do we break down from here? Because this region over here, the 7,050 region, is going to be really key, and it does line up with some daily levels, I do believe. Let's go ahead and let's say we break down. So where do you guys think we'll break down? I wonder. Let's go ahead and draw it, right? Let's say we come down like this. So 7. Oh, whoa, what do you know? 7,150-ish, and I do believe those were key levels, right, on the weekly, etc. Let's go ahead and look at it. Very casual video today, guys. Weekly 21 EMA 7,000. Let's go ahead and pull it up right over here. 7,175. What do you know? What do you know? So let's go back on over to the daily over there, and it was coming in right over there. So if we actually break down like this and this is lining up with the end of the month. Ooh, this is lining up with the it's almost as though I scripted this. If we actually break down towards the end of the month, what's going to happen? Well, we're going to lose the monthly 21 EMA, right? So everything may line up like that, and I'm going to be on the wrong side of the trade again. Oh my God! So just when I turn bullish, I'm not bullish, but just when I start looking for long trades, that's when Bitcoin is gonna pull off its pattern on me and dumps on me. So it's so typical. So I'll tell you something, these wedges on Bitcoin do play out, right? They do play out. Like, they played out over here too, right? They played out over here too. So I'm gonna be a little bit more cautious. I'll have to actually think about this, because all of this is unfolding, right? My thesis is unfolding rather as I speak. Okay, as I speak. So I haven't really put that much time into the charts today, because I'm simply waiting for the weekly to close before I really decide. Speaking of which, guys, we have the weekly 21 EM. No, sorry, the weekly close. We have the monthly close. We have the halving. We have the 200 moving average right overhead. I'm surprised I'm surprised that people FOMOing into long trades over here. Just be patient, man. Just be patient. Let's go back on over to the daily here. Let's clear that out. Alright, I can't click that for some reason. Alright, okay, so what else do we have to talk about? We talked about this wedge too. If we do break down, where would I be targeting? I'd be targeting these candle closes over here around 5,800 to 5,900. That's where I'd be looking for. But at the very least, like I said, I do think we'll see a bounce over here, right? At this level, like perhaps something like this, right? Now I'm kind of wishful over here, because I do want to take a long over here. It's just so tempting when you see a cluster like this. It's like you just want to long it. Well, let's go ahead and see what the lower time frames are doing. This isn't looking good, by the way. You don't want to see this. You don't want to see Bitcoin make a move towards the upside, have a 4-hour candle close like this, and then simply give it all back up, and also take out the wicks towards the downside over here. So it took out this wick over here is pretty important. If it takes out this wick as well at around 7,400, then I mean, it's already not looking good. If we close underneath the 4-hour 10 SMA, which we already did, but if we confirm underneath it as well, they'll be looking towards the 21 EMA. Where did CMEs close? Let's go ahead and look at that. CMEs closed at 7,595. Okay, so where's 7,000? I've not been following. What's the premium on CMEs? Is there a premium? Maybe $100, maybe $50, or somewhere around here, likely. So maybe we just go sideways. Perhaps we retake the 10 SMA, and this just becomes a choppy region, right? If we just go sideways over here, the weekly is going to close underneath that horizontal. The key horizontal we need to close underneath, I think, the bears need to close underneath, is 7,550. Okay, that'll be a little bit more convincing for the bears. And for me too, because we'll be closing underneath the 21 EMA as well as this horizontal. If we close in between, it becomes a little bit more difficult. I just want easy trades. I don't want to be bullish. I don't want to be bearish. I just want to make money, and it's easier to make money when the trades are easy. Period. All right, so now let's go and do this. Before we move on to XTZ, I want us to mark out our horizontals on the weekly time frame and see how they look on the daily time frame, because tomorrow's daily open is going to be very important, and we can play it off those, right? So we're looking for this. We'll zoom in a little bit so we kind of get a little bit more accurate right over there. Okay, and this right over there. Okay, cool. So we have the top of our range, bottom of the range. We can go ahead and mark out the middle again. What was it? 7,200. Okay, cool. Should we mark out monthly levels? Nah. We are closing a monthly though, guys, and the monthly 21 EMA 7,300-ish. So keep that in mind as well, which is pretty much right over here, right in the middle of the range. So middle of the range is becoming really important now. Okay, if we should see a defense there. If we don't see a defense there, it's going to mean bearish, right? It's going to mean bearish, and in fact, that does line up with the wedge, right? If we lose the middle of the range, we're likely going to smash through the wedge too. And you're seeing it now. You're seeing it all come together. and I'm seeing it come together too now. So maybe we have to think about this. And this price action over here, wicks, rejections, it's a little bit difficult. It's a little bit difficult sometimes. Even when it's easy, it's a little bit difficult because of it's the freaking halving, man. I do not like events. I feel like we're going to get dumped on. I just feel it. But hey, we'll see how tomorrow closes. If we close above this horizontal over here, right? If we close convincingly, if we see a nice full body close, 7,600, 7,700, it'll be a little bit more, a lot more convincing. If you can even take the 21 EMA back on the weekly and close it around 7,900-ish, that would be really, really nice. I just want something convincing, something easy. That's what I'm looking for. If we close underneath 7,500, then we're looking at around 7,190-ish. And hey, perhaps we do something like this, right? That's not going to be good. So let's see how this works out. Let's turn on the mango ribbon now. Do we have any confluence right over there? 10 SMA lining up with the middle of the range, 10 kin 21 EMA coming in over there too. So this is what you're looking for, guys. Okay, this is what you're looking for. Top of the wedge is lining up with the 200 moving average, and that's beginning to kind of slope down, but it's flattening out. So I am still kind of beginning to turn my tune because of the close we've had on the 4-day and the 3-day above the 200 moving average. But again, guys, keep in mind that freaking halving, that freaking event is distorting things for me. Okay, so now let's go ahead and look at XTZ. Let's see what we have over here. And XTZ has been so clean. It's been so beautiful. It's been the easier trade to be trading, and I have not been trading in this entire period until, well, this candle right over here, right? So last we talked about XTZ was testing this level right over here, $2.60, clear level that we had drawn like all the way over here. We had this level drawn all the way from over here, right? Now we've come back to it, and we were still testing it when we last spoke about XTZ. The dashboard gave the signal 21 days ago. I didn't take the signal. Tommy did, but good for him. That guy's living it up right now. But we closed above, right? And what was the trade right after we said the retest of $2.60? Now we got that retest. Now the question is, where can we go from here? So this is where it gets a little bit tricky, and essentially what I'll be looking at is two major levels. This area right over here at around $3.20, and then this area right over here, which is more of a zone that I'll be looking at because I'm a little bit uncertain, and I'd rather look at this as a zone at around $3.53 to $3.63. If we start closing candles above this area over here, then I'll be looking for new highs, because that's going to line up with a nice weekly close as well. If we can close a weekly above there, but if we can even close 2 daily candles above there, that would be good enough for me to look for really, really nice, pretty much, unless this has been traded on a different exchange, and let me know if it has. This is going to look like a blue sky breakout. So let's see. That's XTZ looking really, really good. How is it looking for Chainlink? Let's look at Link USD T, I believe, USDT or USD. What were we trading? Coinbase, I believe. Yes, Coinbase. So yeah, still struggling at the top of this range over here. In fact, this is seeing, yeah, this does look like it wants to come down to the middle of the range, which it pretty much already has. Let's go ahead and use our little trick. What would the middle of the range be? Would be, yep, it just has actually. Damn, right to the middle, $3.66. If it loses the middle of the range, it's likely going to come down to the bottom of the range, right? Easy peasy, mango way, stress-free way, $3.50. So again, we were talking about this earlier today, and we were wondering if Link is actually leading the way, but then we have XTZ behaving so strong, so it's a little bit confusing. But I do think that Link kind of gets it right, and Bitcoin ends up following Link, right? So now Link has made a move where it's come down to the middle of its range. If it breaks the middle of the range, it's likely going to come down to the bottom of the range, and that would kind of line up with Bitcoin coming down to 7,200, right? If Link loses this blue zone over here, okay, we can extend it. Oops, we can $3.35. Okay, that's what we're looking for. Then we are looking for Link to essentially come back down to $2.90. Okay, so this area here, guys, is going to be really, really key for Link. Really key, $3.50. Link does not want to lose that. If we do that, then we're going to be looking for pretty much a reversal on this move. Going back to XTZ, actually, right? Let's look at XTZ. I do want to bring up something I noticed, but I did not get the time to actually look into it. So Link reminded me of it. Okay, so let's go back to XTZ for a little bit. I do apologize. I do want to and in a way, Bitcoin is doing something very similar. So if XTZ, we didn't talk about XTZ's downside targets. We talked about XTZ's upside targets. But what if XTZ loses this level at $2.60? We should talk about that, right? So if XTZ does break this level over here at around $2.60, we'd be looking for our next level at around $2.34. Now, I want to go ahead and test something over here. So this is one of the patterns that I do like to look at because it kind of tricks people, right? So let's say you are looking at this as a rising wedge. Okay, let's say you're looking at this as a rising wedge, and clearly this breaks to the upside, and rising wedges are not supposed to do that, right? So now I wouldn't be looking at this as a rising wedge, but the reason I look at it is to see whether other traders would be looking for something and then they get trapped on the wrong side of the trade. Those are how I like to play patterns. Okay, I don't talk about this much, but just a little tip for you guys. I like playing the anti-pattern, I guess you could call it that, where I like to see where pattern traders would get stuck or get caught out on a trade idea that has stemmed from a pattern trade, which is why I like Head and Shoulders going the other way, right? So a Head and Shoulders is supposed to break to the downside and then breaks on out to the upside. Those patterns I do like trading because we have traders trapped on the other side of the trade. So we have something like that over here where a rising wedge, we're going into major resistance, right? Major resistance, and this looks a lot like what Bitcoin is doing right now. So does Bitcoin break to the upside as well? Doing something very, very similar. So is XTZ leading instead? Now, usually when I see something like this happen, okay, more often than not, from my history that I've been keeping track of, this area over here, instead of having trend continuation, tends to break on back into the wedge and then break the wedge, and what do you know, it lines up exactly with our $2.33. Again, things are lining up. I did not plan this, by the way. I did not plan this. So this lines up. And by the way, guys, if you guys go ahead and watch my older videos on SPY on S&P, that major wedge that we finally broke to the downside because of coronavirus, let's go ahead and look at it right now, but we drew that a while. I don't want to talk about, we drew that a while ago, and we did something very, very similar, right? We had a major wedge, we had wicks underneath the wedge, but closed inside the wedge too. That everybody was getting bearish here, but we had the weekly Tenkin right over there on S&P, and we said until we close that weekly Tenkin, until we close a weekly, there's no reason to look for continuation, and the week closed inside the wedge above the Tenkin. So it's that psychology that you want to look for. It doesn't need to play out all the time. No, you just need to look for it happening and then take the trade if you see it, right? Because it's going to line up with other things. If you see continuation on the upside, well, so be it. The trade idea didn't work out, but you did not trigger your trade anyway, so it doesn't matter. Traders or YouTube watchers rather, who watch a channel just to get right calls every single time, those guys are deluding themselves, right? You're just going to end up in trouble because nobody's going to get right right all the time. In fact, you can get right only 35% of the time and be more successful than most Twitter traders or YouTube traders, right? So remember that. If you don't understand that why, if you don't understand why, it's likely because you don't know enough. And this is really important to understand. This is very, very important to understand. 35% win rate, you can outperform most traders out there. All right, so let's go ahead and we were talking about Chainlink before I came back to this. So let's go back to Link USD. USDT, or it was USD Coinbase. Okay, so Link. Okay, so yeah, very, very simple. We break $3.34 to the downside. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at the Ichimoku. See what's going on over there. Come on, load. Flat Tenkin and Kijun right over here. Sorry, flat Cloud and Kijun right over here with our TK Kiss, right? This is begging for a test, guys. This is begging for a test. $3.24. Is it lining up with anything? Lining up with our blue box right over here. Do we want to adjust this? I am going to adjust this. In fact, this should have been down over here. Our Kijun right over here. I think I may have moved this by mistake. Or maybe not. Maybe I'm just saying that to look cool. Right over there. Okay, either way I want to adjust it right now. Okay, so yeah, this is looking really good. I do think that we're gonna this does look like it wants to test this level over here at $3.24. Let's see where the 21 EMA is at. 21 EMA is in the middle of the range right over there, so maybe we see a little bounce over there, or perhaps a wick onto that, onto Tenkin and Kijun, and closing above the 21 EMA. That would be nice. That would be nice. So if I was looking to look for a continuation trend trade on Link, I'd be looking for that. Or nice little pick up on the Tenkin Kijun right over here, because this is a bullish cross. Let me just hide everything over here. If the Tenkin crosses over the Kijun above the cloud, that is bullish. We are likely going to twist the cloud right over here, guys. Right over here. You guys probably can't see this. Okay, the cloud over here is likely going to turn green too. So this is looking overall long-term bullish, but we need to see the trend be sustained. Okay, what we don't want to see is us breaking into the cloud, right? Because what does that mean? It means we are breaking this blue box over here too. It's all lining up. We break into the cloud, well, we're back into the cloud. That's not a good thing. Likely gonna have an edge to edge to the bottom of the cloud. Where does that line up with? A blue box head. Oh, this is beautiful. So you're seeing all of that confluence. And then your green cloud over here is likely going to start twisting back into red, and that is just not a good look at all. That's like not a trending environment at all. Because look at Link. Even when it's going down beautifully. You don't want it to start chopping, all right? You don't want this chart's beautiful, man. It's trending down beautifully, trending up beautifully. This move down was aggressive, but like Krisha, right? So casually was able to call the move down to $2.20. So casually, why? Because it had a beautiful measured move that pointed to $2.20, $2.12. That's what she called right over here when Link was sitting at $4.40, and she did so nonchalantly, like it's no big deal, right? I'm like, Krisha, people are gonna get really mad. She's like, yeah, you're right. But yeah, that's it, guys. I'm pretty tired today. I've been pretty much working readings all day today. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let's do again quick recap on what we're looking for Bitcoin to do. 7,520-ish. Where's this horizontal exactly? 7,550-ish. Okay, if you close above, looking good. We have a nice close above, will be even better. Major level I'm looking for is 7,200. We need to hold 7,200. If we lose 7,200, likely going to see some continuation, because not good. But we'll take it one step at a time. Tomorrow's major, the monthly coming up is major, and hey, the halving too. Like I said though, I'm playing it a little bit more cautious. I'm okay if we have big moves and I'm not in it. All right, my key goal here is to not lose and stick to my rules. So with that, my name is Sean Dexter. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Throw it a like, it goes a long way with the YouTube algo. Takes you a quick second. And yeah, leave a comment down below if you have any questions. And yeah, I have been getting a lot of PMs and questions in regard to the dashboard, but hey, it is live now, so you guys can go ahead and enjoy it. There's a free version as well as the premium version, but honestly, if you're only trading as a hobby, you do not need the premium version. The free version is probably good enough. The premium version is only for that extra edge and more pairings, etc. All right, so yeah, throw a like, throw a subscribe. I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video.